Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Warhammer Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What's the Monday painting video about? Well, from last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A, I show you guys a host of models and you guys get to vote on what you want me to paint for the Monday painting video. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. Right, so what won the vote? Surprisingly, the Chaos Knights won the vote. I'm very surprised with that, considering the heavy hitters that were in for the vote. I don't know if that's because when I was showing you guys the vote and I said, oh, these Chaos Knights never got a vote, everyone said, okay, we'll vote on them just to, I don't know, or if it's just a case of get rid of them. They've been there too long, get rid of them. And so we're just filling up the vote with, you know, big bad models and really crazy ass models. I don't know. But next time I do the Weekly Wednesday, I'm not going to say this is not going to get a vote because I've been shown otherwise. So these Chaos Knights, there's 7 here. Okay, now I actually have another 3 of the old ones already painted up. This is an old one. Okay, it's a lead horse, lead rider. The only thing plastic on them is a shield at the base. Yeah. Absolutely, this is an amazing sculpt anyway. And then there's also, this is another old model. So dusty, there's dust all over it. This is a lead horse head, lead rider, plastic shield, plastic horse. This horse is interesting because it has the bars going across there. You could easily snip the bar at a certain point and pivot the back legs forward, and it looks like he's raised up in the air. That's very good conversion of mine. That's the champion. That's the champion of a unit. See how look how bad his helmet's mangled up. Then we've got these guys, which are the plastic ones. I think there might be a newer one after this one, but this is the plastic one. As you can see, they've all been uncoated black. A few of them already been dry brushed silver because I was starting to work on them before, a long time ago. There's the musician. And here's the standard. Some detail on that. Look at that shield. That's amazing. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get some lead builds from my wet palette, and I'm going to give the ones that are just all black a dry brush down with silver. So they're going to be like this. The back of that's black because that's all cloth. All the bits of silver are going to be dry brush silver. So the rider's arms all silver. I mean, this is going to be a very simple paint job, with the exception of details like that. So I'm going to get some lead belts on the wet palette, and I'm going to give them all a dry brush down. I'm going to get some Still Legion drab and just dry brush the gravel on the bases as well, and get them ready for painting. Right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with some one stack of red from the wet palette. I'm going to water it down a little bit. And I'm going to take a model, and what I'm going to do, it's a bad one actually because I didn't do the bits on there. So I'm going to take this model here and I'm going to dry brush it. Don't panic, because one stack of red is a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. And what I want is a red metallic look straight away on here. So you might look at this and go, what the hell are you doing, John? Don't panic. Have some faith. And we're going to have something like this. Yeah. Now you might look at it at the moment and go, oh, that's a mess. Don't panic. Because it's going to really pop at the next level, next stage of this red. Just make sure I get not every little bit, but I'm going to get as like I read over most bits. So I'm going to crack on and do the rest, the same thing on the others. I'm going to come back to you then when I've done that. So here we are. Now I'm going to come in with some Reichard Flesh Shade. I'm going to get the banner. Something I'm going to get. I want to get all of their fur as well. I mean off their bodies. So the ones, their tails, the fur on the back of their legs, and all the fur by their feet. There are a few of the old ones that actually have fur on top of their head. I'm going to get all of that, and I'm going to come back to you then. And so now I'm going to come in with some Screaming Skull, and I'm going to get any of the skulls and horns that they have on them. Be careful with some of these guys because they have skulls hanging off them. He does not, but he has horns on top of his banner. Next to this guy, these on his tail are actually skulls. Yeah, so I'm gonna get those. Both these bits holding the plaits are actually skulls. So I'm gonna come with some Screaming Skull and get them nice. See that? He's got a skull on his helmet there. He's got horns there. I'm gonna go off camera and do the rest of them. The next thing I'm going to do is take Gilliman Flesh and I'm going to paint it on here. Now the reason I paint it on the banner is because I want the banner to look like a flayed piece of skin. I'll whack some contrast paint on there. No, I'm not going to, saturate it with it. I just want to put a little bit on just to take that Reichard Flesh, is it? Yes. Away from the banner, just to give it a bit of a more of a fleshy look. Do both sides, the top as well. Yeah. The next thing I do, I've actually got some Rhinox hide, some Retribute gold, or Retribute armor, sorry, and some Troll Slayer orange on the wet palette. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some Troll Slayer orange, which is a layer paint, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to just dry brush the tail and all the fur. Let's give it a quick dry brush. And the reason I'm doing this, when I've done other Chaos Knights before, I painted their fur like this, so it made it look like flames sort of thing. But with the red, it really does stand out. Now I want to go through and do that on the rest of all of these guys, on their hair around their feet and their hair on their tails. There's a few of them that have hair on their heads, so I'm going to do the same thing again, and I'll come back to you then. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come with the rhino side, and a few of them have a bit of leather on them like this. So I'm just going to paint that leather in, which again breaks up the red a little bit more. But because I've gone in with the red and not over them in the first place, as it dries, it's going to give it a tint of red. See, like on this bit here. Yeah, so it's Ronix hide, but it's going to have a tint of red on it, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, a few of the riders, is it this guy I saw? Yeah, he has leather boots. So I'm going to paint those in, go for the rest of them, do the same thing on the rest of them, and then come back to you again. So I also done some of the reins. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with some Retribute armour, and I'm going to pick out a few bits like this. Now, I'm not going to do every single bit on every single model, only because I don't make them look too much like world eaters, and I don't want them to look like world eaters. So like his horn's going to be painted gold, big gold horn. Just that really stands out from the model. Now obviously the horn, you can actually come through with it afterwards and just paint it with wash it down with, say, like Agrax Earthshade or something like that. And I'm not going to, I'm going to leave it. It's a big massive golden horn. But bits like this, look. Now don't panic, I'm not going to do every single model on camera. I'm going to just do a few bits on this one. And what this Retribute armour does as well is it will really break up the gold, really break up the red again. Ready for the final stage onto the red armour. Now I could come in and do this little bit of beading on his chest piece there. I'm not going to, but I could. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of them off camera and come back to you again. Right, so for all intensive purposes, these guys are done. But for everyone that's new here, what we do now is we take it, these are battle ready. We take it past battle ready standard. Now, some people might look at them and go, a bit too red for me. Some people might look and go, no, they're great, fantastic. There's a big blob of red coming towards you and everything else, and you can clearly see that they're cool now. But, you know, we're going to take it to the next stage now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Stormhost Silver onto my dry brush, and I'm just going to dry brush. A bit too much. The dry brush, all the armour panels. Not a heavy dry brush, just a gentle dry brush, but a bit too much on there, as you can see. It's not going to matte too much because it's going to give me, it's going to just take away from the red, give me a nice little metallic-y look back to the armour. So as you can see, with Retribute armour, only some models I didn't have much to do on, so I just said I'd just do a little bit here and a little bit there just to break up a bit. So there we have. Forget that mistake there. But it's a low paint, so it should dull itself down. So I'm going to continue that with all of them, come back to you again. Right, so the next thing for me to do is take some white scars, and I'm going to do the same thing again, but not on the armour, just on all like the skulls and the horns and all that sort of stuff. So really pop them off. It's a bit difficult one to do because it's a towel. So I'm going to crack on. There's only a few of them. 1, 2, 3. There's only 4 of them that have horns on them. So I'm going to do those and then I'll come back to you for the last bit. Now I must say, the old lead models don't seem to have fared too well in this technique. I'm not too happy with it. They'll fit in nicely in the unit because they're just back guys. Now this one isn't as old as the one I just showed you, but you can still see along the creases of his armour there, it's fared a lot better. Yeah. Again, look, it's the shield. I didn't know what to do, so I just painted a little rough gold trim. But the top part there looks like green mouldy, but it's not. It's actually just a bit of gold onto the black paint. Now, with that said, the other guys, I think, have fared really well. That's absolutely brilliant. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Now, it's been a long time since I painted anything like old fantasy, because it's been 40k, 40k, 40k. So you guys shall comment below and let me know what you think. But the last thing I'm going to do, I'll take some corn red, and this is going to be fun. I'm actually going to try and freehand corn symbol. Just roughly freehand it, and I'll come back in. This is corn red I'm using, by the way. Change brush because this brush isn't really good for this detailed part of work. One other thing I'm going to do with the corn red, so I'm going to come in the bottom here, start in this corner. It's going to do little teeth coming down. And these guys are done. Now, I could go over that corn symbol again with a different colour, like a black or a white, and just cut into the middle of it. What I mean by that is, go over the symbol again, but don't do the whole thing, just do the middle part, so the red is on the outside, and don't see the point of doing that. Now these guys are done nice and easy. Yeah. Don't think the light's doing much justice. The shield looks fantastic, actually. Now, usually with a unit of, let's say, like Chaos Knights, or actually no, with any unit of Chaos guys, I try and convert about 10 guys in the unit. Now, I say that with Chaos Knights, there's usually only 3 or 4, maybe 5 that I convert, do any sort of conversion work to, just to make them stand out more. And this could be everything from taking like a spear arm, snipping the top off and gluing it, cut spikes coming out, or taking like a bow arm, snipping the bow ends off and gluing them, those horns coming out and spikes and stuff like that. Especially with unit of Chaos Warriors, I always, or even Marauder Warriors, I try and convert at least 10 guys in the unit. My Chaos Warriors on foot with additional hand weapons, Michael Korn, painted the same sort of technique. I actually went to town with them, so I took banner tops and glued them on the back. I glued swords on them. I just actually went crazy with them. If you haven't seen them, go and look at my Children of Chaos videos on a weekly Wednesday, on one of the weekly Wednesday playlists, I think it is, which I need to actually update all my playlists. Unfortunately, I keep forgetting about that. But anyway, guys, any comments, chuck them below. Thank you for watching. There's a little bit of a challenge to do these guys. I said I haven't painted for anything fantasy for a little while. And it's different painting fantasy to painting 40k stuff. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing and it helps the channel out in a massive, massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And for all my regulars here, you know, the support channel for such a long time, guys, thank you very much. It means so much to me. And thank you everyone for voted. Thank you for everyone that voted on last week's Secret Wednesday. If you want to jump in on this action, subscribe to the channel, like I said. Tune in for next weekly Wednesday to see what's up for a vote. And I'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.